IR has been oversold as a medical specialty.
You are now listening to Surroundor MD.
Surroundor MD, don't forget the MD. Top 3 reasons it's okay you didn't match into interventional radiology. This year was the first real year of the IR match. There was something like 600 applications and only 120 spots. So do the math. That's something like an 80% chance of not matching. Statistically, if you're watching this, you probably didn't match, but it's okay. I'm here to talk about why it's okay that you didn't match into the IR residency. The number 3 reason it's okay you didn't match is you can still do IR if you match into diagnostic radiology. Well, maybe this is obvious and maybe it's not, but at the current time, IR still functions underneath diagnostic radiology. And while IR applications are extremely competitive, DR applications are not that competitive. By the way of some programs that have acronyms, which are a little bit confusing to me, you should be able to change your focus from diagnostic radiology to interventional radiology if you so choose. So that's number 3. If you didn't match into IR, go for DR and work your way into IR. The number 2 reason it's okay you didn't match into IR is there are other procedural specialties out there that are way less competitive than IR. I mean, 20%, that's absolutely crazy. All right? That's insane. That makes IR more competitive than dermatology, plastic surgery, basically any other specialty out there. Is that really warranted? If you enjoy image-guided procedures, there are other fields out there that are a lot easier to get into, and 2 of them really come to mind: interventional cardiology and vascular surgery. So what's my exposure to these fields? Well, as a fellow, I get invited to these all-expense-paid trips where I get to hear experts give lectures about the interventional management of disease. So for example, I went to a session on how to manage peripheral arterial disease. What I've learned is that any session on peripheral arterial disease is going to be dominated by vascular surgeons and interventional cardiologists. The question is why? Well, why not? Both of these specialties are well established. They get great training in inpatient, outpatient, and ICU medicine. They get great training in pharmacological manipulation of disease. Because of their training programs and because of the ability to generate referrals from within the hospital and healthcare system, they're able to train more of their residents and fellows in the practice of peripheral arterial disease than most IR programs. And make no mistake, some of the most impressive and highest reimbursing interventional procedures are angioplasty and stenting of the peripheral arteries. And like I said, it just so happens that these procedures are dominated by interventional cardiologists and vascular surgeons. So if you're interested in image-guided procedures, but you're getting crowded out by a 20% match rate, consider applying for either of these 2 specialties. The number 1 reason it's okay you didn't match into IR is IR has been oversold as a medical specialty. Yeah, and I'm completely guilty of this myself. Okay, here are some facts. Okay, not alternative facts, but real facts. Here's a PDF showing the match rate for the IR fellowships from about 10 years ago. As you can see, from 178 positions, only 90 filled. That means in 2008, you could not give away an IR fellowship spot. Now in 2017, you have the complete opposite. IR spots are like golden tickets to the chocolate factory. What has changed in the practice of IR? To be honest, not a whole lot. The majority of IR practice is still venous access, G-tubes, nephrostomies, biliary procedures. Now you might say something like, well, what about Y90? Isn't that brand new? Well, if you do your research, you'll see that SIR-spheres were approved in 2002. TheraSpheres were approved in 1999. Why hasn't Y90 taken off? Well, that's a great question, and that's something I'm trying to figure out myself. So I get the hype. It's really easy to get psyched up, to get psyched about the competitiveness, and you want to be part of that hype wave, but I'm really not about the hype. Okay, if you can see IR for what it really is, if you can value IR on a basic level, if you can see a basic image-guided procedure like a PICC line and see it for what it really is, then maybe you should go into IR. For all of you that matched into IR successfully, congratulations. For all of you who did not, don't worry. There are a lot of options out there. Be flexible. If you really love doing image-guided procedures, you will find a way to practice them. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Surroundor MD, thanks for watching.